Feels good that I've had 2 profitable weeks on GJ now.
Oh, wicked.
Just starting with it, so
Yeah. Yeah, nice.
it's giving me that confidence back a bit
Yeah.
that I kind of lost before. So
Yeah. Yeah, mate. That's exactly it. Right. It's funny because FTSE went bullish. Oh yeah, kind of GJ also went bullish. Yeah, I actually had a sell running overnight, and I woke up to see it got stopped at break even.
oh no, yeah, it
Yeah,
does look like it's gonna head down.
I had a sell over here on
Mm-hmm.
GJ overnight, and then retrace stopped me out at break even.
Oh, so
Morning.
you would have been up. You would have been up some as well.
Yeah, I was up
Like,
like I let a whole one lot position run, so I would have been up probably like nearly like
that
£350,
sucks.
and then comes
Yeah.
back out and stops me. Yeah, so I was hoping we was gonna break down, and then I was gonna come to the stream, see it in profit, and then the next it was just gonna continue. But it is what it is at that stage. What's going on, Gerjot? Yeah, look at that rejection on the 1 hour of this area. So yeah, we're gonna wait for a few people to join here, and then we're gonna do some fresh analysis. So let's clear everything. Clear all the charts. Get ready. Morning. Okay. I'm just looking at Euro JPY. Even Euro JPY looks good to continue down now at this point, because the previous daily candle rejected this area. Look at the 4 hour. Yeah, it just needs to break this support at 122.200. It is starting to break up, actually. Yeah, we'll see. Right, we're gonna break it down in a minute. Just give it a couple more minutes for people to join. Sorry, I'm a bit late this morning, guys. I just had a little bit of an important phone call with the bank. So yeah, I reckon GJ should come down and fill this wick. That's what I was kind of anticipating overnight. So, the idea was that if this support could break overnight on the 4 hour time frame, with clean candle to left hand side, 1 hour time frame, this support needed to break. So yeah, it looks like it's coming down to that area. Yeah, these sells here they got hard. But I think we should see some more sells to come if we can create. See, if we can create like a resistance somewhere, then it's going to be good for GJ to continue moving down. But it needs to break below this area here. So if we get a minor resistance below 135, 740, then there's a very high chance price is going to continue down. So that's something I'm going to wait for. If not, I'm just going to call it a week. I mean, this week, it's been a tough week. Still profitable, but not by a lot. I had maybe one winning trade that took me profitable. So it's been a tough week, but that's it. We come back next week and we'll have a better week next week. And plus, I'm depositing some more funds into my trading account on the weekend. So next week, I think we're going to up the lot size just a little bit more. I don't know, debating whether to go 4 lots or 5 lots. I might go 5 lots because then it's a little bit more simple.
Yeah, I'd say try 5, and then if you're feeling a bit too overwhelmed, just knock it down to 4.
Yeah, yeah, it's a good shout. It's a very good shout. Okay, how many we got? 15, 13 people. Right, so let's let's break down GJ here. So looking on GDP something that I was talking about in the webinar that I made last night. This information now, I think it's been, this has been eradicated in the sense that this price action looks very messy. It's not respecting this area. This daily candle didn't respect this area. This one's coming down. So I think we need to just focus in on this price action, just taking into consideration this zone, just in the back of our mind, this zone. So by doing that, what we can see is that the daily time frame, so the previous daily candle, it came down, it tapped into this support at 135, and then it rejected it. It came up and it closed bullish. But at the same time, on the 4th of November, what we can see is price also came up to tap into this resistance on the daily time frame at 137,400, and it also rejected that area, creating this resistance right over here. So I think looking at the candle structure, what happens a lot of the time is this candle should just come down and fill this wick. Obviously it's the end of the week, maybe it's not going to do that fully, but currently daily candle is bearish, and I think it should continue moving down. Kind of the idea I had during the Asian session was for price to come down, fill this wick. So if we look at the 4-hour time frame, so yeah, this is the resistance that was rejected right over here. So we can see that yesterday around New York, pre-New York, price came up to this level 136,300, and it rejected this area, and it created a resistance at 136. So we're starting to create a resistance at 136. Now, looking on the 4-hour time frame, we can see 4 hours coming down. We do have a support here to the left hand side right over here. So this zone is obviously one to take into consideration. Just in the back of our minds, this is a zone. We were speaking about this from yesterday and the day before that. So we do want to be very cautious, but that's why I'm saying we need to wait for like a resistance, because then it's going to be, much better for price to continue down. So 4-hour needs to break below the support. Then we have a clean candle to left hand side coming down to 135.50, which is obviously that daily wick fill area. Looking at the 1-hour time frame, 1 hour is coming down. We have a support here to the left hand side that needs to break. So obviously, again, we're talking about this zone. A minor resistance is going to be much better, although that's up to each individual trader. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, so looking at the 30-minute, we had a support right over here at 135,750, and then we tried to form some resistance here from the 5th of November. So if anything, when we see this minor support area, and this being a resistance, and then this area turns support, and as the candles are coming down, yes, we could argue, okay, well, we can look at this area as a support, and that's fine. But I'm looking at this area because this is the most recent support that price has broken out of. So if I can get a pullback, some resistance formed here, I'm going to expect the volume to break this minor support and continue down. So if we go to the 15-minute, we can see the 15-minute's going to have some issues in this area. It may, next one may start to drop, tapping into the zone. But what I'm going to wait for is some pullback and resistance formed, and then there's going to be a much higher chance of price continuing down. So anyway, looking at the 30-minute time frame, once we break this minor support, we do have a clean candle to left hand side. If you want to be a bit more conservative with a target, I think 135,400 is a good point to secure some profits. So we're looking at maybe 25 pip range roughly. So I think that's going to be pretty good to secure something there, because we could incur some issues. Maybe we're not going to have the volume to break through this next zone, because this is another zone. And then if we can do that, then 135.50 is going to be the target for the day and to end the week. Now if we look at the weekly candle, the weekly candle is trying to close below this area. So this is an important level. Where we're at now is an important level, 135,800, 135,750, because this was a previous support from the 2 weeks ago. And obviously we look at candles closing all the same on different time frames. So it's important for this weekly candle to close below this zone, for this week to be like a liquidity grab, and then maybe we're going to see some more bearish market structure coming into next week and maybe the week after. So yeah, we've got like 16 minutes left for this candle to close. So maybe going to wait for some resistance. Looking on the 15 still coming down. So yeah, just a bit of waiting involved here. If it does just run, obviously that's just the name of the game. But yeah, I think if I get that pullback and resistance, then it could take a sell here to end the week. But I'm only going to be risking, a certain amount of my profits, It's a Friday. I'm going to take it real easy, so pretty important. Let's check out Euro JPY. Let's do all the breakdowns first of all. So looking at the daily on Euro JPY, spoke about the fact now it's created a resistance. Price made a low on the daily time frame. Nice rejection, although price can start to come up to fill this wick if there's not the volume for price to continue down. But we are starting to leave this zone, which is pretty good. Looking on the 4-hour time frame, going to give us some more information. 4 hours closed back in this range, so we can see we had this impulsive move up which got corrected yesterday, and now the 4 hours closing back in the range. We also have a support here on the 4-hour time frame that needs to be broken for Euro JPY to continue moving down. So if it does continue down, we do have clean candles to the left hand side coming down to around 121,800 on the 4-hour time frame. Looking on the 1 hour, looking on the 1 hour time frame, we can see how this 1 hour candle closed above this resistance, this minor resistance, but then the next 1 hour candle has already broken the low, but it looks like it's maybe generating some liquidity. If we neaten this up a bit, this is our resistance over here. So this 1 hour candle, for price to continue bullish, needs to be closing above this zone. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, 30-minute candle. So yeah, 30 minutes a bit messy. 30 minutes a bit messy, but I mean what we can look at is this resistance over here, because then at that point we'd be kind of getting above all of this mess, and then at that point it's a higher chance of price continuing up. But what we look at is there is a minor support within this zone, so price may consolidate within this zone and then start to break further up. And then at the same time, if it breaks this minor support, there's a chance it could come down and fill that 4-hour range. So that's something that could happen, and that would be pretty good trade to end the week. Because it's in the range, so it doesn't necessarily need as much volume, because obviously the breakout requires that slight more volume. So if it does start to break below this minor support, 122,450, you have a 20 pip range coming down to 122,250. And then at the same time, you probably want to see, a candle closing above this resistance at 122,600. And then you have clean candles, 20 pip range coming up to 122,800. This area right over here. So that's going to be a pretty good range to take a buy as well. So maybe you're going to want to wait for some support. And then if it breaks this resistance, then, you could see a full correction up to 122,950. Okay, and then so on, maybe at this area here, but yeah, we'll see. For now, that's going to be fine. Looking at gold, check out gold. Daily time frame on gold did continue bullish. It did correct this move. We broke that high. We did continue up. We're now back in this zone. So maybe we're going to need to do a deeper retest for gold to continue up. Who knows? It may just continue running, and I think if it does, it can continue moving up to 1970. I think obviously if today we hear a Biden win for the presidency, I think gold is going to continue bullish. But obviously there is still uncertainty as the Trump campaign trying to file a lawsuit, or have filed a lawsuit. So we'll see what happens with that too, because it's technically not over. Even if he does win, you know, they can fight that legal battle. So anyway, looking at the 4-hour time frame, we had this resistance up over here on the 4-hour, and then we had this breakout, and the 4-hour is trying to form a support. So, you know, what we know is if a support is formed, there's a much higher chance for the next 4-hour candle to also continue bullish. So looking at the 1-hour time frame, what we can see on the 1-hour is that we created a support down over here after that breakout of that zone. If we remove this for a minute, because this is based off the 1-hour time frame, we had a support formed over here, and then we had a resistance. Well, we had a resistance up over here that we tapped into, and then we rejected that area. But we also had a resistance over here, and candles are closing above this area. So a further support formed, I think, on the 1-hour time frame, 30-minute in this area. You know, there's a very high chance we're going to come up, retest the high, maybe even break the high, but we will see. Looking on the 30-minute time frame finally, yeah, so we can see here that candles are trying to close above this resistance. We kind of had this minor consolidation here on the 30-minute time frame as well, and then now the price is coming up. So yeah, I think a support formed on gold is going to be good. You know, maybe it's going to break this high and then continue moving up. So it's something we could potentially look for. As we know, gold has just been trending bullish ever since, you know, the markets may be thinking that Biden's going to win. So we'll see. We'll see. And then if gold can continue bullish and, you know, break this high point, then as we look left, we say, okay, well, we have some issues in this area right over here. And then if it can break that, we have clean candles coming up to this next zone. So that's the point at which we can, you know, mark this out. And then if it's too close to our resistance now, then we just adjust for that. So yeah, I think that's going to be pretty good. So let's measure this range. So the first range, if we can break the high point, is like a 30-40 pip range. Pretty good. Let's neaten this up a bit. So yeah, we've got like a 40 pip range on the first range, and then the second range is around 55 pips. So still pretty good on gold too. Let's look at the 15-minute. 15-minute is trying to create a support, but 15-minute is a weaker time frame confirmation. So I'll be more inclined to wait for a 30-minute candle to close bullish, and then there's a much higher chance for price to come up and retest this high, although that this high point failed to break this previous high. So that is why we need that is why we need a support, because when price fails to break a previous high, if it retraces, creates support, it's trying to generate that buyer liquidity to continue bullish. So that's something also we're going to look at. Go back to GJ. GJ is still dropping. So as I was saying, it's going to be better to wait for some minor resistance. Looking at the 15-minute. 15-minute candle closed bearish. The next 15-minute candle is closing bullish. It's closing a weak bullish. So we'll see how the 15-minute closes. You know, looking at potential impulse entry. But we will see. Ideally, I want to see a candle close in my direction. It's gonna be better. So yeah, we'll keep an eye on the 15. We've got like 8 minutes left. So we checked out gold, Euro JPY. Let's look at GCAD. Let's go to the daily on GCAD. So daily on GCAD looks like it's trying to close above this minor resistance. Looking at the 4-hour time frame. But the 4-hour is rejecting this previous high point. You know, it tapped into this high, and then it's now starting to come down. It broke the low of the previous 4-hour. So it can retrace to either this area right over here, 1.71285, or it can continue moving down to this 4-hour support. Thanks for the subscription. Not sure who subscribed. It didn't come up, the zombie thing. Looking on the 1-hour time frame. We can now remove this zone because we can see on the 1-hour we have some more information. So what we can see is we are approaching this area. This is our important area on the 1-hour time frame, because this was a previous support from yesterday, previous resistance. So we would need a close below this area, and then we could see a correction of some of this bullish move. So if we measure this range back down to this support, this is a 45-50 pip range. So it looks very good on the 1 hour time frame for GCAD to continue down to this next support. Looking on the 30-minute time frame, yeah, so 30-minute needs to close below this area, and then we have clean candles to left hand side. Okay, so this is a pretty good range on GCAD, so we'll definitely keep an eye on that as well. Again, maybe you want to wait for a resistance, but 50 pip range is still pretty good. 15-minute candles are kind of closing at this level. You could incur some issues down over here, but I mean, you know, time frames are still clean. So what we may find is that it comes down to this area, maybe retraces, forms that resistance, and then continues down. So something to look at. Go back to GJ. So 15 minutes trying to flip bearish. But yeah, I'm going to stick to my guns. Need to wait for minor resistance here to take us a safer trade to end the week. So we spoke about GCAD. The Dow, let's look at the Dow. Daily on the Dow, you know, we corrected this bearish market structure, pushed up. Now we're closing above this resistance. Next daily candle's coming down, so it should maybe continue up. Looking at the 4 hour. 4 hour created a high right over here, around 28,500, and now the 4 hour is retracing. So maybe, you know, it's going to come down to this previous support to generate some more liquidity to continue up. Looking at the 1 hour time frame though, we have some more information. What we can see is we have a very strong level here on the 1 hour right over here, and we would need the Dow to break this level for price to continue down. Then we have these clean candles to the left hand side. Looking at the 30-minute time frame, yeah, I would even go one more and say actually this support here now based off the 30-minute, because this is like a previous support, and then this area here is pretty strong. So if we can break down, create some resistance, you would expect this minor support to break, and then we have clean candles to the left hand side coming down to this area here, which is 28,075, and then, you know, there's a very high chance of price doing that. For buys though, so this is the high that was created, and then we have this minor resistance that is being respected. So you need a break above this minor resistance, and then we have a clean candle to left hand side coming up to retest that high. Okay, let's check out the FTSE here finally. So FTSE looks a bit messy right now. Looking on the daily, previous daily candle bullish, so already came up to fill the wick. Let's see if it can push further on. Looking at the 4 hour, 4 hours trying to create some support, you know, for FTSE to continue up. Looking at the 1 hour time frame. So the 1 hour is respecting this area also as a support, but we have a resistance right over here that price needs to break. So we can just see that FTSE is ranging. Yeah, the FTSE is ranging right now. We can even go one up and mark up this resistance, and then we have an area right over here. So yeah, FTSE just ranging, not really doing too much, but if it does continue bullish, you know, we can retest the high points, maybe create a new high, and then if we break this support, we have a clean candle to the left hand side coming down to this area right over here. So yeah, so let's go back to GJ now. Oh, GJ 30-minute is closing back in the range. Back in the range. So need to wait for that. If it closes in the range, then there's no sells. If this GJ 15-minute candle closes weak bullish, we could continue down. Yeah, it can continue down, but I think a resistance is going to be better for you to want to take a sell in this zone. Okay, so while we got a little bit of waiting involved, let's pull up some music. So I'm gonna go make a nice drink. Okay, here we go. So yeah, just waiting on GJ. Let's check out the 15-minute. You want this 15-minute candle to close below 136.750. That's the important there. And then if there's a resistance formed, there's a much higher chance for price to continue down. Okay. I've got support at 136.650. Yeah, that's fine. It's perfectly fine. You know, that's okay. I'm looking at this area. You know, there's no problem with people having different zones. In fact, it's pretty important because that's how you learn. So yeah, everyone, make sure you're subscribed to the YouTube channel. We've talked about this obviously every day, but if you're subscribed to the YouTube channel, you will be entered into a free Magic Keys giveaway when we get to 1,000 subscribers. Okay, so if we look at the 15-minute now, 15-minute candle closed bullish. It closed at this zone. So again, like I say, I think the best thing to do is to wait for a resistance to form, and then with volume we should break this minor support. So that's something I'm going to look at. I don't think an impulse entry is going to be a good idea to start the day, because if I'm going to take one trade on a Friday, I want it to be a good trade. I want it to be a trade you know, that's not gonna, it's gonna be a safer trade. So I'm gonna wait for candles to close on this occasion. So looks like the 15-minute candle's coming up to break the high. So no sells yet. There's no sells yet. You need to wait for candles to close in your direction. So let's check out Euro JPY real quick. So Euro JPY on the 15-minute is creating that bullish support. So you know, there is a chance price can continue up, but again, that break above 122.600 is going to be key. I am going to go make a drink in a sec. Oh, so it looks like gold. See, we've got so many pairs. I always keep missing what we're looking for. So gold 30-minute did close bullish, so I think this candle should continue up to retest this level, but we'll see. GCAD 30-minute closed above this support, So currently no sells. Looking on the 15, you need this 15-minute candle start coming down, maybe break this low, and then it should continue down. Also looks like the Dow closed below this minor support, so again some form of minor resistance is going to be better. Already starting to create that structure, so keep an eye on that. So yeah, I think a nice strong 15-minute candle close below this area should be good for price to continue down, expecting a break of this zone, you know, but we could incur some issues, so it's good to always, you know, look to secure profits. Yeah, so even if we take a sell somewhere around this area, 135, 720, it's around 10-12 pips, so you can secure something, and then if your run is run, then it's a good day. Okay, I'll be back in a minute, guys.
gives them a satisfaction they couldn't get any other way.
Right, what's going on, guys? I'm back. Okay, let's check out GJ. So we got around a minute and a half. Looks like the 15-minute candle is trying to close bearish. Yeah, so if the 15-minute candle can close like a stronger bearish, I think, you know, a sell could work. Keeping the stop originally maybe like above the previous 30-minute candle. And then, you know, if it comes up and breaks the high, we can close and manage the risk at that point. But this 15-minute candle needs to close bearish for me to want to take a sell. If it closes bullish, then there's no sells at that point, as it's a much riskier trade. Yeah, it doesn't look like it's going to close bearish at this point. Man, some of these tunes make me feel like I'm in a rave. Not that I've been to one, but they sound like a rave. So the 15-minute candle's coming to a close. Oh, it closed bullish. Yeah, so no sells for me right now. 30-minute, yeah, I'm gonna wait for the 30-minute candle to close, and let's see if we can still wait for some form of resistance, because I don't like the close on that. It's a very weak bullish close. Was expecting a bearish 15-minute, like minor resistance. So yeah, no sells at this point, so there's a little bit more waiting involved now. A little bit more waiting involved. The hourly would have to close a little bit lower, working with the 15-minute as you're saying. Would you take a sell at the break of the 15-minute low? Probably not. Probably not. I want to see a candle close in this area as a resistance. Maybe even wait for the 30-minute time frame to see if we can get a 30-minute resistance is even going to be even better. So really taking it easy today. It's the last day of the week. So check out Euro JPY. Euro JPY is rejecting this resistance at 122.600. Looking at the 15-minute. 15 minutes just consolidating at this point. But if we look at it as an uptrend, if we look at it in candle structure since, you know, pre-London, it's been bullish, created a high, formed support around pre-London again, and then London Open continued that push. So that's actually pretty good for those of people who may be looking for buys on EJ before the London Open. There was that market structure there, but right now it's consolidating. So it's almost like it's either going to do a little bit of a retracement or it should continue moving up, but we'll see. We will see. Maybe even a case of like a weak 30-minute and then the next one comes up, maybe breaks the high and then continues bullish, but we'll see. For the minute, checking out gold. Looks like gold is coming up now to come up and retest this high point. 15-minute candle closed bullish. So yeah, let's see if we can get to continue bullish to 1953 or 1954. GCAD. Oh yeah, no, GCAD's respecting this area as a support. So there's no sells on GCAD. I think it's doing the same thing as GJ right now, which is why it's really important to wait for candles to close. You know, because in the last 10 seconds, this 15-minute candle flipped bullish, and now price is starting to come up. Okay. The Dow, looks like the Dow is continuing bearish. See, exactly, this is the exact structure. Okay, let me talk about this for a second, because this is the exact structure I wanted to see on GJ for price to continue down. So let me do a little bit of analysis here just as a learning opportunity. So we had a support over here and we were looking for a break of this support, which we got, and I was saying, okay, it's better to wait for a resistance to form, because then there's a much higher chance for price to continue down. Why that is because when we look left, we see that we have this minor support over here, we have this area over here, which is no good. So when price is coming down, if it can create some resistance over here, then there's a much higher opportunity, well, there's a much higher chance for price to continue down at that point, rather than a price closing below. You know, it can react to these points, it can react to this support and then start to drive back up above this range. So when we have a resistance formed, it's almost like that confirmation that we're not going to go back up into this range. You know, it's like it's almost like building that, I don't even know how to say, but yeah. So the resistance is always going to be better, so that's why US 30 is continuing down. So yeah, see here we had this, okay, so we had this minor support, right? So people might say, okay, well, once we break this minor support, there's a high chance for continue down. But this was our most recent support up over here. Now this candle came down, broke that support. So now if we see a minor resistance forming, again, like I said, there's a high chance we're going to break through this minor support and continue down to fill this wick. So we'll keep an eye on that. Looking at the FTSE's back at the support level. So no sells yet. 15 minute candles coming down. So again with the 15, the difference on this occasion is we have just clean traffic to left hand side. So any break below the support, technically, you know, price should continue down as it looks left. It sees these clean moves on the 15. On the 30 minute there's a clean candle. So that looks pretty good, which should kind of be in confluence with GJ, that GJ should continue down. So that's why we're going to maybe wait to see again if we can flip bearish here, form some resistance, and then we can look to execute on some sells. Well, I can look to execute on sells, but just being aware of this zone, because what we may do is this initial push will take us into this area, and then we pull back, and then, you know, try and create some more resistance in this area, and then this, you know, you get the gist. So it's that downward trend. So we got the people from Blackpool Markets on the stream today. Thanks for coming, guys. Appreciate that. Hopefully we can get you guys on as a guest or guests next week. That'll be fun. So yeah. Anyway, so people in the Zoom, how's your week been? So obviously this week has been pretty tough. It's been pretty volatile. So hopefully you guys have been a little bit more relaxed and taking it easier. But if you've had some losses, then you just have to take a look at those losses and just realize that this week was always going to be a much harder week. I know, Kelsey, you said you had a good week.
Yeah, I've taken 4 trades, kind of like 2 break even, 2 wins. So
nice. Aaron, haven't been trading much this week. Plan to only trade next week. Yeah, nice. I think that's smart. I mean, I've taken a few trades this week, but I have been a little bit more cautious.
Yeah, I'm done for the week now. I'm just doing a few sims.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
I've taken 2 trades this week, both successful, luckily.
Nice.
Hello everyone, by the way, yeah.
Nice.
But to be honest, I'm chasing the losses from recent week. Yeah, but I didn't have a chance to trade this week too often, as I was quite busy during the work. But maybe it was better as I've taken only 2, both successful. So I'm pretty happy. Thank you.
No, that's good. I mean, you know, sometimes in trading, well, I think in trading, less is more, really. You know, you can take 10 trades a week, and you know, you can have someone that takes 3 trades a week, and they could be profitable, and the guy who takes 10 not.
Yeah.
So looking on the Dow now, we can see, you know, it did create that minor resistance for price to continue down. So this is exactly what I'm looking for on GJ, this exact structure. Hopefully it's going to do that. But yeah, these sells were very nice on the Dow. 15-minute drop, 1 15-minute candle, and you're in and out. Respected the high of the 30-minute candle, and then just came down, filled the wick, and then, like I said, should continue down. So yeah, this is the exact structure that I was looking for on GJ, because you can see the exact same thing. Big, strong bearish, 15-minute candle closed bullish. All we needed was 15-minute candle to close bearish, and then, you know, price should continue down. But it doesn't look like it wants to do that right now. Gold, ooh, gold is retracing. Gold is retracing. GBP CAD is pushing bullish. I think GJ also is pushing bullish. FTSE is dropping though. FTSE is dropping below this support. Clean candles should continue down. So I think the first move here today was the Dow. This was a perfect sell. So I think that was the move here so far today that I called out. The candle closed bearish, 15-minute resistance, much higher chance.
Yeah, it looks nice.
Yeah, super good. Euro JPY just consolidating right now. See, the 15-minute candle though, it closed very weak, so you know there's a chance the next 30-minute, 15-minute can come up, start breaking above this high, but we'll see actually, because this candle's got only like 3 minutes left to close. Looking at GJ, looks like GJ is struggling in this area, but we need to wait for the candle to close at this point. Okay, let's put up a little story here. See if we can get some more people down. It usually starts to pick up around 10 o'clock. We seem to get this in about half an hour to 45 minutes. I seem to just get this surge of volume, of people coming to watch. So this candle's got around 2 minutes left to close. It's trying to close bullish. So at the moment, there's no sells. At the moment, there's no sells. You know, do you want to take a buy on one bullish candle? Pretty risky. So for me, there's no trade at all at the moment. So looks like Euro JPY trying to flip. So see, if this 30-minute can close a weak bearish, there is a chance, you know, if the similar to what we spoke about yesterday on the impulse entry that happened on Euro JPY yesterday that we spoke about. There's a very high chance it should continue up if the next one, you know, maybe comes up and breaks this high. If it closes weak in a minute's time, which it does look like it is doing. So we'll see. Anyway, while we got some few people here, let's see how the US election is doing. Oh my days, he's winning Georgia. Joe Biden is taking over in Georgia, according to the latest figures. So if he wins Georgia, then it's over. He will be president.
You seem to be disappointed.
Nah, I'm not disappointed, but I know. To be honest, I think they're gonna do probably like a recount. We'll see. I think they'll do a recount. So
I was expecting Trump is going to win, but it doesn't seem like he wins.
yeah, well, no, not on this occasion, but I mean, yeah, I don't know. We'll see.
But then Joe Biden is 77 years old.
Yeah, I mean,
How long he's gonna live in that, upon the stress of being a president of
well,
America?
this is the thing, though. I mean, I don't know. I don't want to get political, but I mean, I've seen some of the things he comes out with. It makes no sense. Yeah. But I think his vice president, I think that Kamala Harris, she'll end up taking over.
Yeah.
Neaten our zones up a little bit. Yeah, I think she's the puppet master of that little consortium they have going on. Joe Biden ain't even making the 4 years. Man, 77. Yeah, it's pretty true. I mean, what happens if he gets COVID? He's probably finished.
Oh,
No, for real though, because look at it, like Trump's, not old, but he's in his 70s, and he got COVID and he was okay. But I think if Biden gets COVID, I think he's finished. He's finished.
Yeah, that's true. We may laugh, but there's a high probability.
Yeah, I mean, but the country, obviously they need a leader who's, not gonna.
Yeah, I wonder who's going to be vice president when Biden wins the elections.
Yeah. So looks like the 30-minute candle closed bearish on EJ. Not really a weak candle, so I don't think there's no impulse entry on this occasion. But yeah, I think you're waiting for a break above this resistance, 122.600. GJ, I don't think it's a good idea to take a buy. I mean, yeah, there is clean traffic to the upside, but we had this strong surge of bearish movement. We could just range today. I mean, there's a chance we could just range, but we'll see. So let's look at the 4 hour now. 4 hour candle just closed. It closed a week bearish, but there is a chance we could come down and fill this wick now. Because if we look on the 15, we've created a low. We've created a lower low. So we need to maybe pull back, create some resistance, and then continue down. But I'm not going to be taking a sell within this range. I want to take a sell below this range, ideally. I mean, the other thing as well, they've been counting Georgia for like 2-3 days, and then we were talking about this yesterday on the stream. I just find it interesting rather than because it's obviously nothing to do with me. I'm based in the UK. It's not a UK election, but I do find it strange. It was 96% done for like 2 days, and then now suddenly he takes the lead. I mean, I've seen, man, I can't tell you how many people have been sending me stuff. It's crazy the things I'm seeing. I'm getting sent videos of, they reckon people in Philadelphia were sitting there just filling out the ballots in the counting booths. Like there was like the workers just filling out ballots. I've got a video of it sent to me. I couldn't believe it. So they're definitely going to take that to court. And I think if there's a recount, I have to say, my gut feeling is telling me you're going to see very different figures if they do it properly. But what will be, will be. What will be, will be. So as you can see, GJ is coming down. I think this move up was a little bit of like an anomaly, you know. So it should have continued down, but it had a little bit of a pullback. I think it's because the 4-hour close, there was a little bit of that pullback, but then we should continue. Where are these tunes at, man? Some of these songs they make me laugh. They should verify the names of the people voted. Yeah, that's another thing I heard. Apparently, like there was no signatures or nothing. I got sent a thing yesterday by someone saying that there was people in Michigan that were born in 1899 that were voting. So I don't know.
$18.99, man.
Yeah, oldest man alive, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah. The oldest man in the world.
Yeah, brilliant. Funny time. Trump will definitely not take this lying down. That's true. He's not just gonna. But I think it's fair, right? If they did the recount, then Biden would have nothing to worry about, and if he did win for a second time round, then the Democrats would obviously love it to have defeated Trump. So I mean, it's a win-win for them. They should do a recount because then they get to prove that they won legitimately, and then if they did, then that's it. Like, they won the election and Trump has to accept defeat. But I think they should do it. I think they should do a recount. It'll be interesting to see for the rest of the world. Like, imagine they do the recount and then next thing like all of these were wrong. They're all red states. That would be like, oh my god. That would be like, that'll be history in the making.
Yeah.
Two completely different election results.
First time in the history of the world.
Oh no. Yeah, it's very funny. It is very funny. Yeah.
How long this might take? I mean, the results.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I reckon it's gonna be all wrapped up. I'd say maybe another couple of days maximum. I mean, I don't see how they can take any bloody longer. I mean, some other states, got through quite a few thousand votes. Hundreds of thousand votes.
Do you remember at the beginning of the week, we were looking at the Washington, there was 58% counted votes. Mm-hmm. And today there is 85%, so it was like 3-4 days passed. And only 50% they have counted more. And there is still 15%. How slow it is.
Mate, I don't know.
Yeah. I'm looking on the other states.
Yeah.
Most of them are more than 90%.
Yeah. Most of them are, yeah. Texas is still 85.
Yeah. California.
Nevada, 84. Surely the same people who didn't. Surely the same people who did the first count would do the recount, so would just get the same figures. I don't know how it works, but I mean, if they got the military to do it, it would be like a, like a third party, or somebody who's like a neutral, you know, so they could do it that way. I don't really know, because obviously if he claims fraud, then that would be idiotic to get the same people to count it. When it would, that just that makes no sense, you know. That makes no sense, because you'd go through that all over again. So I think they would just get the I read somewhere that they could get the military, you know, the National Guard or whatever they have over there to do that. Someone who's more of a neutral governing board or whatever. I heard that Trump sued Joe Biden for dementia or something. If he actually has dementia, he's not allowed to be president. Yeah, I would have thought. Well, I mean, yeah, I don't know if he's ever been tried for dementia, but that would make sense to not have a president who's forgets everything. Well, I think it's not about removing the fake votes. I think it's about checking the, you know, the legal votes. Because I mean, I'm not 100% exactly how it works, but just how I can think it should work, or what I've kind of heard. Because obviously, you know, as they're counting these votes, you know, Trump's kind of claiming that, you know, there's people maybe voting a couple of times, or voting under you know, with no signature verification, all these things. So if they check these things, like make sure any ballot that's not got a signature is invalid, really, isn't it? Because you don't know if that person is really that person. So I think if they, like he said, if they count all the legal votes, so they double check to make sure the legitimate votes, then that would be a fair representation. Because the problem with the mail-in votes is obviously they are open to fraud. You know, that's what I got sent something about. You know, there was people putting their date of birth as like 1898, which of course means they're dead. So there's dead people voting, which is just another way of, you know, trying to get a few more votes. So that's not a legitimate vote. So yeah, I think they just have to double check everything. It would take a while. It would take a serious while for them to do it. But I suppose that's all he's got to do, because if he does nothing, you know, he could let the whole election slip. So yeah, looks like GJ's coming down over here. So I think it's going to be good to wait for like the 30-minute candle to close. You know, see if it can close below this zone. 15-minute. Yeah, if we could pull down, create some resistance here again, that's going to be pretty good. You heard about the biro pens in AZ. I heard something about Sharpie pens. I heard something about the Sharpie pens, but I don't know. I don't know about that. But I mean, there is nothing to say that these votes, you know, that people just filling out ballots, like handing, you know, 10, 20 in, and who's to say that they don't just turn a blind eye to it, you know, honestly. I mean, look, if we think about this logically, like, the Democrats should want to say, let's do a recount, just so they can prove, or they should say, you know, let's check all the mail-in votes or whatever to make sure everything is a legal vote. Because then if they actually beat Donald Trump, you know, they've done their job, they've won, you know, that's it, they will be happy now. So I mean, the fact they're like really avoiding all of this, I don't know, it's fishy business. Like, if I was a voter and that happened over here, and I saw, you know, all of these, like what we have over here is like postal votes, and let's say they were highly subject to fraud, even I would say, you know, we need a proper way of making sure that, you know, all the votes that counted are legitimate votes. Yeah, lockdown protests. It's gonna get worse, man. It's going to be more people on board with that. So it looks like GJ broke the low of the previous 30-minute candle. So it can continue down, but I'm accepting the fact at this point that, you know, it can miss the move. So I want to wait for a pullback and another resistance to form. That's what I'm gonna do. No rush to take a trade. So the 15-minute candle closed bearish. It's closed a strong bearish. If we look at the 30-minute candle is still open. So I think for me it's important to wait at this point. Yeah, I think I mean, the media aren't going to report it, but I mean, there's protests like all over Europe and everything about these lockdowns. And actually, it's making me laugh. For any of you that are in uni, you have to tell me your experience, but I'm seeing videos of uni students being gated in to their accommodation. I mean, literally, they must have got the council round to fence the whole of, you know, like the uni accommodation blocks off. So I got sent a video of that, and then I see like at 3 in the morning a crowd of like 300 all knocking all these fences down. You know, that literally is like, I couldn't believe it. Like, you know, they're literally getting put in as if they're, you know, like, as in it's crazy. I've never seen anything like that. Absolutely crazy.
Is it like that you have to stay at home in UK from yesterday?
Yeah,
And
yeah. We're in a lockdown now. Yeah, I'm going to oh, we got a new subscriber. Man, the zombie thing don't come up anymore. Where's the zombie thing? Hang on, let me... Yeah, look, no zombie. Where's it gone?
Yeah.
We need it back.
Yeah, zombie was funny.
Yeah, I know. I like the zombie. Oh, man. Alright, I'll have to sort that out later. I'll have to sort out zombie later. Okay, so some of my mates got barred in by police vans. Ooh. Yeah, I also saw a video yesterday of there was a gym. There was a gym near me, actually, just like half an hour, 40 minutes away from me. They refused to close down. So they said to the police, we're acting under common law or something, and they were like, yeah, we refuse, we revolt to close. Anyway, next thing you know, so it's like one police officer. Next thing you know, they've come back. Now there's like 20 of them, as if it's like an illegal rave or something. Like, it's like, man, these people just trying to earn a living, you know? Like, it's crazy. Crazy. And apparently everyone in the gym got fined £200. Everybody got fined £200. Which pairs are these? Well, the pairs that I look at are all across the side here, and then the pair that I look at now is up over here in the corner, GDP JPY. So it looks like the 15-minute candle has broken the low of the previous 15, but I'm still going to want to wait for some resistance, because I don't really want to sell down over here at this point, because, you know, I wanted to see some resistance for price to continue down. But I think this one candle was a pullback for that continuation, because if we look at the 4-hour now, it's already coming down to fill the wick. So kind of once it breaks this level, I think it's going to be good. But exactly, this is a strong support. That's the other thing as well. This is a strong support at 135.650. So what I definitely want to see is some resistance over here to continue down. It's going to be much better, much safer. So let me check out Euro JPY quick. Euro JPY is continuing, it's trying to continue bullish. Maybe once it breaks this higher that we spoke about as an impulse, but then stop might be a little bit too big. It's around 12 pips. So it should come up, fill this wick, which is also 12 pips, and then continue up to 122.780. HFX, where are you from? New to stream. I'm from the UK. I'm from London. So welcome if you're new to the stream. Thanks for coming down. Oh, barred into uni accommodations. I mean, yeah, man, it's crazy. I mean, yesterday I went out just to just pop to the shops, and I'm driving through my high street, my local high street, and it just seemed like a normal day. I think people are just, I think they're just fed up, you know, they're just like doing their own thing. They don't really, you know. Gold is continuing bullish over here. So the 30-minute candle flipped back bullish, looking on the 15 rejecting this area. So if the next 15-minute candle comes up and breaks the high, there's a very high chance we're going to continue up. It's a good, something that could play out. Scotland, yeah, brand new. Okay, so you're from Scotland, new to the stream, welcome. Controlled demolition of the system everywhere. Nice sells below 136.625. Yeah, I'm looking for some support, resistance to form, sorry. So yeah, it looks like gold should continue moving up. It just needs to break this high, and then it should continue bullish, which is around 15 pips. And then if it can continue further than that, man, it's like 50 pips. Yeah, so looking at the 1 hour closed above this minor resistance. This 1 hour candle came down, created like a liquidity wick. So I think at this point it should continue up. Yeah, 15 minutes coming up. Gold actually looks super good to continue bullish. Yeah, I'm not gonna take an entry though. If this was a Wednesday, I'd be like, yeah, wow, I'm getting in. But I'm waiting on GJ here just to end the week. See if we can get a nice resistance formed. And then take a nice sell. But gold looks super good at this point.
I remembered something about the lockdown in Krakow in Poland like 2 or 3 weeks ago. There's a gym which was closed. They were closing gyms, all the gyms in Poland then, and one of the gyms in Krakow, they have changed their activity. They originally they are registered as a gym, but when the government decided to block all the gyms, they have changed the activity, and they became a shop and a church. You are able to pay some money and just make some testing on the machines at the gym. So it is a kind of shop, and of course there are people gathering, some small amount of the people gathering in the church, and also they are organizing. Now I'm reading this. They are also organizing the without the public. Yeah, so they are good. They have managed with the block from the government.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it is quite funny. They have changed everything.
Man, that's brilliant. So you get to pray and work out.
Yeah, it kind of did.
Exactly, man. So So yeah, looks like Euro JPY is trying to continue bullish. So yeah, as you can see, gold is pushing up over here. So gold should continue moving bullish. So if that plays out, a nice gold buy called out there. US 30 sells also played out. Look at that, came right down to our target. Still haven't even taken a trade on US 30, but you need to see these things happen over and over again. So yeah, looks like we're gonna need to wait for the 30-minute candle to close. Will you be trading US 30? I'm still just taking my time with it. Eventually, you know, maybe like a year, a couple of years, I think I'll filter out these pairs and see which ones, you know, end up being good, but still just watching it. I think US 30 is pretty hard. It is very hard pair to trade. So yeah, looks like GJ is reacting to this minor support, which is good, because then if we get that resistance, you know, we could come down and break that, which I think is going to be important, because this 30-minute candle needs to close below the support. Yeah, US 30 is massive for fundamental. It moves very similar to the FTSE as well. It does move very similar. GBP CAD now rejecting this area. GJ, we've got 1 minute left for this candle to close. 30-minute is coming down. 15 minutes closing a weak bullish candle. So I think it's still a point of maybe waiting still for like a resistance to form, and then it should be good to continue down. So if we look at the 15-minute now, 15-minute candle closed bullish, but the 30-minute candle, it closed below this area. So what's going to be better is to wait for a minor resistance to form for price to continue down. So I think what I want to see is I want to see this 15-minute candle close bearish, and then it's going to be much better. Oh, the 20-second delay. I didn't know that. I thought it was only like 10 seconds. So yeah, if I get resistance formed at this area, then there's a much higher chance for price to continue down. But I think it could, come down wick and then leave a wick. But at the same time, if it runs, it runs. That's it. Could have got in on the retest. But then again, you have to be aware of this zone to the left-hand side. So yeah, I think waiting is gonna be key. So yeah, if this 15-minute candle closes as it is, there's a very high chance for the next 15 to continue down. So it's going to be pretty good if it can do that. And then that should make the overall 30-minute break below this minor support and then continue down. Look at the 30-minute. It's quite a big support with a lot of rejection wicks. Yeah, I know. That's why I want to see this candle print bearish, because then there's a high chance that volume is going to break this support coming into pre-MY. So this information here is important, but what's important is what happens here, because if we are closing bearish, we are creating resistance, then there's a chance we're going to break through that. But if we're rejecting candles closing bullish as this one did, then of course there's no sells. So this is why it's important for this candle to close bearish, ideally below this minor support, leaving a wick, which it should do, and then there's a high chance for the next 15-minute to continue down, breaking this zone, and then we should see that continuation. But it is so important for this candle to close bearish. So if this candle does close bearish below this support, then I'm execute a sell. That'll be my one trade for the day. Because we had this kind of impulsive move that's been corrected. We're closing back below this area. If we form a resistance back below this area, there's a much higher chance for the next candle to continue in that direction. And that's the simple analysis. It's as simple as that. But the fact is, the hardest part in trading is to wait for what you want to see happen. So I'm gonna wait for 10 minutes and we'll see if we can get that. See if we can get the entry. Oh, look at this now. See, this is really, really important why to wait for candles to close. See, now we came down to this area and now we're starting to flip bullish. We've already broken the high, so definitely need to wait. How much percent you take at 10 pips? Maybe 80%. It depends on the situation. I think today I'm gonna close everything at 10 pips. What's your view on 15-minute candle analysis and 30-minute candle analysis? Stronger confirmation on 15 or 30? Well, it's always going to be stronger confirmation on the 30-minute, but I kind of use the both in confluence. So in this example, you have the confirmation on the 30-minute time frame that the 30-minute candle has broken below this support. Now I'm using the 15-minute time frame to see if we're starting to create some minor resistance, which is then of course is going to make the overall 30-minute time frame more likely to continue down, break this minor support, and fill hopefully these wicks to the left hand side. So if this 15-minute candle can close a strong bearish in the next 7 minutes, then I'm execute a sell and hopefully have a good day. I mean, if you look at this 5-minute, this 5-minute looks like it wants to go downtown, but we need to wait. But yeah, I think if you're a new trader, I think you need to stick to the 30-minute, and then you just observe the 15. You just observe. That's it. Oh yeah, no sells at this point. There's no sells at this point now. Yep, no worries. Okay, so it looks like our sells are out of the water now. There's no sells at this point. And if there was, stop's gonna be too big. There's no news, no? No news. I don't think so. Let me. We have USD news at 1 o'clock, 1:30. No news. Yeah, so there's no sells now. There's no buys either. So it's pretty difficult at this point. Oh, damn. Look at this 15-minute on GJ. This is crazy.
Hi, mate.
What's going on, Salim? How's it going?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, good, thank you, mate. Good, thank you.
Nice one.
So, yeah,
Are
looks
you
like
Sells
gold.
or
Sorry?
are you on any sells or?
No, I'm not taking any trades yet, mate. Just waiting for, just waiting for some resistance. But, I mean, I think the stop loss is going to be too big at this point now.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, it's going to be a little bit big. Well, it's not necessarily big, but I don't know. I'll see. Let me see how this 15 closes. But yeah, we're just going to say gold. So gold did continue moving bullish. Once it broke the high, continued up, found 30 pips. So 30 pip gold buys were called out. Hey H, thanks for calling the gold buys. I'm on. Oh, nice. Sergio caught them gold buys. Pretty good. That's nice. Glad to hear that. EJ, yeah, looks like EJ just ranging now. EJ's just ranging. GJ, yeah, looks like the 15 minutes gonna close back up in the range, so there's no sells. And I think if people
I'm
look
just gonna.
go on.
Oh, sorry. I'm just gonna get my charts up, and I'm just gonna talk about a position that I was trying to take yesterday, but I wasn't sure because of the big wicks on the left.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna check get my chart up, and then I'll
Yeah, sure.
talk.
Do you wanna send me the chart and then I can pull it up while we're on
Yeah,
there?
yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, I'll make it up and then I'll send it to you.
All right, mate. No worries.
No worries.
Cool. Yeah, gold should continue moving bullish. 1953. Especially now that Biden has flipped Georgia. You know. Yeah, now that he's flipped Georgia, I think it should continue up. Gold. GJ. So the yeah, I think we should wait for the 30-minute candle to close. You know, let's see how the 30-minute candle closes. So the 15-minute candle closed above. So what I was gonna say is people looking for buys. I think a break above this minor resistance at 135.860 is gonna be good for a correction. Then we have a 50, about a 17-18 pip range. So still waiting involved. I've taken up EuroCAD for times. It looks like this in GJ. It moves really smooth. Nice. It's pretty good. Just got to back test that. Right, I'm just going to put myself on mute for just 2 secs. Okay, sorry about that, guys. Just had to. I was just watching a little video there. Let's check out GJ. So GJ is coming down again, back to this area, but yeah, it looks like it's struggling at this point. Hi, I'm new to trading. What is CAL and US 30 and UK 100? I don't know what CAL is, but I can tell you that US 30 is the US stock market, and the UK 100 is the FTSE 100, which is the UK stock market. So US 30, or the Dow, is basically the, yeah, like Fo just said, the top 30 US stocks. They're called the blue chip stocks in America, and then the FTSE 100 is the top 100 companies in the UK. But yeah, that's why it's called the FTSE 100. We also have the FTSE 250, which is the top 250 companies. But Salim, if you're there, did you wanna send over that chart, mate, when you're ready? Just to let you know I'm back.
Yeah, no worries. I'm just gonna make it up.
Sure.
If I just restart my laptop real quick.
Yeah, sure, mate. No problem. Take your time.
Yeah, it says.
Yeah, so it looks like gold is continuing bullish here still printing bullish. Candle should continue up. I think 1953, 1954 is going to be good. Yeah, I think these GJ cells are just fading away. God, where do we? Some of these tunes, man. What's the chill tune? What stations shall I go for? We've got holiday, epic, some rock, upbeat, hip hop. Do we just do chill? Yeah, I just did chill. I need glasses. What's the name for gold? The name for gold is XAU USD. Right over here. Ooh. So if we look at GJ, got like 15 minutes left for this candle to close. Not 15 minutes, sorry, 3 minutes. I meant on the 15 minutes, got 3 minutes left. So looking at the 30-minute now, looks like it is rejecting this area to maybe continue down. But I am very cautious of this zone at the moment. But we are starting to create this resistance. So I think ideally we need this 15-minute candle to close below this minor support. And then, you know, if the next one starts to come up, could be good to continue down. But we'll see. So I think if this 15-minute closes above this minor support, I'd say the probability for buys is sells, sorry, is getting pretty tough. So if we can see GJ now, 15-minute candle is closing above this minor resistance. So the sells are fading. But I mean, it can continue down, but I would say that it's going to be hard for price to do so at this point. If we look at the 30-minute candle closed bullish, but it closed below this zone. So, you know, price can continue down, but I would say that, you know, to do so, we're going to need to see some form of close below this minor support. Otherwise, I think it's not going to be a very confident sell. Yes, we do have a resistance formed, but, you know, it's rejecting this area now multiple times, 135, 660. So we're going to need something a little bit better to break through the zone. Yeah, so it looks pretty difficult. I mean, I see this structure a lot, and you know, for price to continue down and fill this wick and break through this zone, this 15-minute candle needed to really be a bit stronger and close below this kind of area for that to make me be inclined for that to happen. But I think it's going to be a very risky sell.
Do you want me to send the chart on the Zoom, or do you want me to just send you a link so everyone can see it? Or?
Yeah, if you put it in the Zoom chat, I can pull it up. It's fine.
Yeah.
So you just send the actual link, and then we'll check it out.
No worries, no worries.
Wait, I'm not gonna lie, guys. I've just seen the funniest video. That can't be real. That cannot be real. Oh my god! If apparently there's a video from CNN doing the election, and they reckon that they had a Pornhub tab open on national live TV. I swear
Not possible.
No, I swear, I'm seeing it's just going all over my social media. If you see the video, man, you gotta see the guy's face. He swipes the tab up and he looks over at someone off camera as if to say, like, "Oh my god." No, that is.
Could you send this on the Discord? The link?
Yeah, I can try. I mean, I don't know. Man, how am I gonna do this?
I've just seen it. That's quality.
Have you just seen it?
Yeah, just saw it's on YouTube.
Is it? Let's pull it up.
Yeah. It's called CNN had Pornhub open.
No.
It's just the way he flicks it away.
I hope I don't get done by YouTube for this, but let's do it. What's it called?
CNN had Pornhub open. It's like 11 seconds.
Oh my god, it's definitely gonna. Is it by Useful Clips? An hour ago. CNN had put. Yeah. I found it.
It's probably loads of videos.
Right. Here we go, everyone. Wait, look at his face. That can't be real. That cannot be real. No. Oh, brilliant. It's made my Friday. That must have been another worker as a prank or something, surely. He obviously didn't know he was on TV.
That can't be real. Surely not.
I think it is. Or they've cropped something else that actually came up, and then
probably.
And then they've put it as that symbol. But either way, that's pretty funny. Whoever came up with that one. In fact, let me see if I can find the video of the Manchester Uni's fencing. Manchester Uni. Yeah, here we go. Oh Jesus! Pull that over. I'll turn the yeah, put the volume down a little bit, but yeah, look, they fully got fenced in. Look, they got fenced in. Yeah, look. They fully fenced them in. That is crazy. God, they look like they're going down to like a bloody football game or something.
Along here.
Yeah, look, they knocked all the fences down.
But who would come up with that idea?
Sorry?
Who would come up with that idea? That's ridiculous.
Oh, I have no idea. That surely there's something against human rights with that. Surely they can't do that.
And they expected no backlash at all.
Yeah, like, what do you mean?
Like, all the students.
Like, yeah, you just one day wake up, oh, let's go get some fresh air. Hang on a minute, I've been fenced in. It's like bloody The Simpsons film. You know, like when they put that great big glass dome.
Oh yeah, the dome, yeah.
Yeah, it's like The Simpsons film all over again. That's madness. I've never seen anything like that. So yeah, looks like GJ's really struggling at this point. It's not looking good. Yeah, so candle's coming up to break the high of the previous 15. So yeah, if it starts to come back up, filling this wick, I think that's the point at which we're gonna call this session a day. Oh shit, I forgot to. Oh. I was gonna say Selim sent me the chart, but I haven't got it yet. Funny times, man. Funny times. So yeah, I think at this point there's no sells on GJ. There's no buys. So yeah, gold pushed up. Oh yeah, looks like gold reached our target. Well, my target over here. So that was like a 50 pip buy called out on gold. Where was the 15-minute entry? Yeah, so the entry was over here. Man, that would have been some trade. I should have probably executed on that. But yeah, is what it is. Would have been about a 12 pip stop, and then you know you would have been up around 50 pips by now. That's pretty good. So yeah, come next US election, man, I'm making sure I capitalize on those moves. Let's check out GCAD. GCAD's just ranging at this point. We can write that off. Dow is correcting that bearish move. So FTSE as well corrected the bearish push. So maybe GJ is going to start pushing up at this point, but it needs to break above this minor resistance for buys, because we do have a minor resistance formed on the 30-minute time frame. Okay, here we go. Let's check out Selim's chart real quick. Ooh, chart is wrong. Okay, I don't know if you want to just send me the code, Selim. Send me the code. If you go in your chart and then you click on the you know, the photo, and then you copy the link, and then just send me the bit where it says X whatever. Yeah, don't do this bit. Do the camera, and then this is the URL. And then there should be a code. That's what we need. We need the code. Is GDPJPY selling or buying? Please help. Well, right now, neither. right now is neither. HFX, I think GCAD is waiting for the unemployment rate news this afternoon. Yeah, I would agree with that. Definitely agree with that. It's news, so prior to news usually does consolidate. But sometimes, prior to news, you might see price dropping and then, either gets corrected or continuation. But when price is ranging, it's usually, maybe waiting for those results to make its decision which way it wants to go. So EJ was, just is retracing at the moment, but there should be another surge in volume soon. Okay, there we go. Check this out. Okay, let's check out Salim's chart here. Okay, GJ 30 minute. So this is the previous daily resistance, rejection of the previous daily resistance. Okay, 4-hour resistance. Yep. Okay, no trade zone for me. Sells below a close of 135.650 with clean traffic on the left. Yeah, that it completely makes. That's a good idea. I mean, I think you're right anyway, because we can see how we've really reacted to this minor support. So I mean, ultimately, anything below 650 is gonna eradicate this rejection. So yeah, I think you're 100% right there. Below 650 is gonna continue down, but I was just waiting for some minor resistance at this area and then expecting this support to break with volume. But yeah, if you're looking for sales below 650, I think you're gonna get that. So I think maybe if it happens, price is going to make a low somewhere, and then once it's starting to break below 650, you could just wait for some form of pullback resistance and then that continuation. But yeah, I like that. So let's check out GJ now. It's got like 30 seconds left for this 15-minute candle to close. Sorry, it's got 30 seconds left. So anyway, guys, I think we're going to call it a stream, end the stream here soon. So just a couple of things to wrap up before we finish. So let's start with the FTSE. So we can see the FTSE corrected this bearish move. Sales are pretty difficult. We did have this clean traffic. Couldn't quite get down to this previous support, but we did start to break down. Looking at the Dow sales were called out. US 30 sales were called out pretty good. Sorry, the hiccups there. Continue down to support, hit our target area, so that played out really nice. GCAD just ranged. Was expecting some sales, but yeah, because of the news, maybe it's just consolidating at that point. Gold buys were definitely the play today. We called out the break of this 15-minute high. We saw a lot of rejection wicks to the downside. Candles closing above this minor resistance. Weak 15-minute bullish candle close. Wait for the next one to create a bottom wick. Come up and break the high. Clean traffic to this resistance. Could have secured profits over there. And then the next one continue bullish, and now they're just printing bullish. So at this point, I think the second target there is 1959, and then obviously up to 1971 if it can't get there before the weekend, but I doubt that. EJ buys were good kind of since pre-London. Over here was pretty good for some more buys to continue bullish, but then now price are just consolidating, so there's no buys there in EJ at that point. But I think over here was a good opportunity to buy again. Created that support pre-London, and then London push, price pushed up. We had a clean candle to the left-hand side as well, remember. So I think a break of this high would have been good because we had that clean traffic to that resistance. And then finally GJ. So GJ does look like it's creating some resistance, but at the same time, this price action is very difficult. Candles closing very weak. We have a minor support here that needs to break. So I would be very skeptical of this area based on the 15. I probably want to see a 15-minute candle close below this minor support to expect, you know, price to continue down. But I'm calling it a day here. I'm calling it a week. So yeah, it's been a tough week this week. So I just want to say to everyone, obviously, you know, I know it's been a tough week. It's been very volatile. But listen, next week is a new week. It's really important. Next week is a new week. If you took some losses, spend your weekend reviewing those losses. If you missed the moves, spend your weekend reviewing those moves. You know, don't give up. Don't be mad at yourself. Don't think that you failed, you know, because you haven't failed, you're just failing. So you can change that. You know, so just review your performance, and it's really going to help you improve. That's what I do all the time. Just review, always reviewing performance. So yeah, so anyway guys, I think we're going to call it a stream over here. I hope everyone has a good weekend. I think if people are still looking for sells on GJ, I think you're going to need to see this minor support break, you know, first of all, because otherwise it's just going to consolidate. It's going to start popping back up into this zone, and you don't really want to get caught in any drawdowns at this point. So I think the clever thing to do here is to wait. So yeah, so thanks everyone for coming to the stream this week. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel. We'll be doing that Magic Keys giveaway at 1,000 subscribers. So yeah, everyone in the Zoom, thanks for coming today. We'll see you all Monday.
Bye guys. See ya.
Yep. See you.
Bye-bye.
Greg, see you.
Have a nice weekend, everyone.
Yep. See you, Salim. We'll see you all either Sunday or Monday. But yeah, thanks everyone for coming down. Guys on the YouTube, have a great weekend, and we'll see you all on either Sunday for market open or Monday morning, 8:30 GMT. It's going to be changed now to 8:30 GMT every day. Today was a bit of an exception because it was a little bit busy before the stream. But yeah, 8:30 GMT is going to be the new time. Thanks everyone for coming, and we'll see you all Monday morning, 8:30 GMT. Oh, and drop a like on the stream as well if you had a good time here today. If you had a good stream, drop a like on the stream.